What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. Now, this is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work our way up through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. We are currently in the F1 2012 season, about halfway through this Rags to Riches career mode at the moment. So if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go check them out with the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screen. So you can go catch up with everything from this F1 2012 season, F1 2011 and F1 2010. So anything you have missed, it will all be in that playlist there. But looking at the standings going into round 13 of the F1 2012 season, we are currently in 6th place. 96 points on the tables at the moment. We've had some really disappointing races recently in Hungary and in Belgium. Should have definitely got a podium in Hungary, definitely got a podium in Belgium, possibly even a race win there as well, but threw them away because of stupid little spins. Hopefully that will not happen here today, but 96 points on board, 6th place. That's the Sauber seat once again for F1 2013, so we just have to wait and see whether we can get that or not. Right, emails going into today's race. So we have the race results data. Don't really need to look at that. Don't need to look at that too much either. We were out-qualified, sorry, by Kamui Kobayashi, but we set a faster lap time than him in the race, which is pretty decent. Maybe, just maybe, we can come back at him on both of those ones. It's going to be tough. We need to out-qualify Kamui Kobayashi across the whole entire rest of the season if we want to beat him on that one. But so far, we are winning the teammate challenge, and race information from Monza. It's going to be dry apart from the race where there's going to be heavy rain, so we do need to look out for that. But qualify 8th and finish the race in 5th. Hopefully we can do that here today. We've got to select a rival going into today's race, and we are going to be selecting oh no, we get a choice. I thought it was just giving us Mark Webber there, but we get a choice. We get either Mark Webber, Sebastian Vettel, Roman Grosjean, or Michael Schumacher. Now, we could select Mark Webber, but that doesn't mean anything for us in the championship or in terms of who we will drive for next season, because that would just mean a Sauber seat as well. So Sebastian Vettel really is the one that we want to get. We want to get that 4th position, and we want to get into a Force India seat for F1 2013. So Sebastian Vettel will be our rival for the rest of the season. So can we beat him in the first head-to-head against Sebastian Vettel? Let's find out as we head over to the race weekend for the Italian Grand Prix. Right then, it's one-shot qualifying time here at the Italian Grand Prix. We want to get a good qualifying position. We struggled in qualifying at the Belgian Grand Prix, unfortunately, but we managed to make our way up through the field. Just like Belgium, we do tend to do well at this circuit. I think I've done well in both the F1 2011 and the 2010 seasons. Yes, I won in F1 2011, and I believe I got a 2nd place in F1 2010. So, I want to continue that streak. I want to get a good qualifying position to start with as well. And hopefully we can do that here today. Okay, so far so good. We are looking like we are going to get through into Q2. We're about, I think we're purple through both Sector 1 and Sector 2 at the moment. We're about 8 tenths clear of John Eric Verne's time. Whether we can stay on top of that through the final sector or not, I'm not too sure. But down towards I think it is going to be good enough. And yes, it is. Into Q2, into P5 as well. It's a pretty good qualifying session there in Q1. Hopefully we can replicate it in Q2. John O'Verne is the guy to join the back markers out of that session. So disappointing for him once again. But can we get into Q3? Can we replicate what we've just done in Q1? Let's find out. Okay then, here we go. One-shot qualifying here in Q2. Let's see if we can replicate what we did in Q1. We need to have a good qualifying session. We need to have a really good lap to try and get into Q3. But let's see how we do. Putting up into Rich Mix, and away we go. Paul di Resta is the man at the moment in P10. So if we do get through, we will knock out our old teammate. But we'll be able to do it or not. We're just going to have to wait and see as we go down in towards turn 1. We want to keep it nice and tidy. Easy on the throttle. And away we go. Oh, losing the back end quite a bit. That's going to hurt our time quite a bit on this lap. But hopefully not too much. Okay, so far so good. 4 tenths up on Paul di Resta's time. We're purple as well. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here in Monza. As we go through the 2 Lesmos. Nice and tidy and on with our lap. I think we set our lap time actually in Q1 on the prime tyres, so it should be a lot faster here on these options. Only 44 thousandths though faster than Paul di Resta through Sector 2, so that's not good. We need to find a bit more time, otherwise we could be knocked out in Q2. We need to find that time here in this final sector. Breaking down in towards the Parabolica. Nice and tidy. Maybe missing the apex quite a bit. DRS open as we go through the Parabolica down towards the line. Is it going to be enough to get into Q3? No, it's not. P11. Oh, missing out by 1/10 of a second. So close. So close to Paul di Resta's time there in P11. Unfortunately, it's just not meant to be here today. But hopefully, we can have a race just like we had in Italy, where we tend to be faster in the race than we were in the qualifying session. If we can do that, then that'll be absolutely fantastic. And maybe we can get into the top half of the field, beat Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber, and start to close onto those guys in the championship. Fernando Alonso going fastest, as he is currently the championship leader. But going out with us are Felipe Massa, Michael Schumacher, Kamui Kobayashi, my teammates. I've beaten him once again in the qualifying session. Daniel Ricciardo, Bruno Senna, and the guy who replaced me, Nico Hulkenberg. But the 5 or 6 of us, 6 of us I think it is, no, 7 of us going out in Q2. The 7 of us only separated by 0.5 of a second. That just shows you how competitive this field is. The whole field separated by 1.1 seconds, but well, between first and 17th, which is really only drivers that matter, because you just forget about the back markers as they are a little bit too slow. But yeah, very close between us drivers. Hopefully now we can push on and get a decent result in the race. I'm aiming for points, but we'll wait and see what can happen as we head over to the race for the Italian Grand Prix. It's race day. It is the Italian Grand Prix, and I actually forgot that it was going to be in the rain, so this isn't probably going to go well, but we will try and do our best, because we don't tend to do well in the wet conditions. So yeah, this is probably going to go really, really poorly. But not beating Kamui Kobayashi, but I beat him in this qualifying session, so that adds a point to my name. Strategy intermediates till the end, and we're going to go for a cautious fuel strategy for today. And there we are, starting in P11 on the grid. But what can we do in today's race? We're just going to have to wait and see. I'm not really that hopeful for an amazing result. We just have to sort of wait and see what happens. But that is everything that we need to talk about. Let's head down to the track and get today's race underway. It is Sebastian Vettel, my rival, in pole position for today's race, with Lewis Hamilton second, Jenson Button third, and Fernando Alonso in fourth. I am in P11 with my teammate Kamui Kobayashi in P14. P14 for today's race. Got Massa behind me, and I've got Schumacher with the rest of my old teammate ahead of me, and Rosberg as well. It's 5 red lights. It is lights out, and away we go for this Italian Grand Prix. Putting up into Rich Mix, using all of our curves available. I want to get ahead of Paul di Resta and move over to the right-hand side. Get the inside line down in towards turn 1. Going to take it nice and cautiously down here. Don't want to go into the back of anybody, and don't want to squeeze anybody out as well. So I'm going to go around the outside, possibly in between Grosjean and Maldonado. There we go. Power down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Vettel, what a terrible start he's had. He's in P5. As we're going to go around the outside of him after getting caught up behind Mark Webber. And here we are, right behind Mark Webber now. Down in towards this chicane. Oh, going into the back of Mark, but luckily not taking him out. Oh, very close with Alonso. Wow. Wow, okay. I've been fucking side-plot glitched. Can we just talk about this for a second? Can we just look at this for a second and remember how poor the physics were on the game? That this used to happen on a regular. I mean, this is the first time it's happened to me, but I touch his side pod. I don't know what sort of line Alonso's taking. He could have made that corner anyway, but for some reason he just decided to carry on going straight, even though he was ahead of me, so he could have turned in. He was fine. But he decides to carry on going straight again, turn right, and then turn left again, slow down, and just completely block the way. So, I mean, there wasn't really anywhere I was going to go. He wasn't going to make that corner either. I mean, just look at the line he's taking. He's going straight at that moment. And then touch his side pod. That's all fine. Okay, we've made a contact. We made collision. And, yeah, for some reason that puts me into a huge old spin. And I'm in the gravel facing the wrong way. Yeah, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that. So, even though it was an amazing race start, we will restart today's race. Just like we did in Belgium, even though I said that that was going to be the last one. Maybe this won't be the last one, but it probably won't be. I mean, this is my channel, and we have a lot of race restarts and a lot of flashbacks in this series. So, it's 5 red lights once again. It is lights out, and away we go. But once again, we need to get past Paul di Resta. Maldonado's had a terrible start, so let's get past him as well. Down in towards turn 1. I want the inside line down towards this corner. And I think I've got it on Alonso. Oh, I've gone into... Okay, Maldonado's gone into the side of me. Typical Maldonado. I've done a typical Maldonado and went into the back of Hamilton as well. But I seem to have got through that okay. And I am up into P4 at the moment. Button. Oh my god, I thought you were going to turn right into me, fella. I thought you were just going to turn straight into me. But now I'm up into P3, right behind Lewis Hamilton. And I'm just going to dive it up the inside in towards this corner. Should get the overtake done on Lewis. Oh, he's going to do the same as Alonso, isn't he? Which he did, but luckily I sort of was a little bit aware to that. Alonso's just said, thank you very much. I will take back that position, and I will go back up into P3. Brilliant. Oh, no, Alonso, stop trying to block me off, man. Why are we having these battles? Let's work together. Stop trying to fight me so much. Oh, great. Now you're going to shoot off, aren't you? Come back here. Come back here on the button. No. Stay away. I'm trying to have a nice battle with Fernando. Let me do this, okay? Just let me battle with Alonso. Right, I need a miracle now if I want to be able to get this third place away from Alonso. We are not in a quick car, but there's a yellow flag out. Maybe that's the miracle we need. I said miracle, and there's a yellow flag out. Please, maybe be a safety car. I doubt it, because usually safety car comes up straight away. Vettel! It's Vettel! He's had a problem! There's my miracle! Vettel's had a problem. He's pulled over to the side of the road. He's out of the race. And Fernando Alonso is going to have a bit of a battle with Lewis Hamilton. They're both going slowly against each other. I'm going to take this nice and cautiously down in towards this hairpin. Try and maximise my speed out of it. Oh, that was not maximising my speed out of it. Button had a great line through there against me, though. And now we're going to try and battle with Alonso and Hamilton for the race win. But there's my miracle. Sebastian Vettel out of today's race. Fernando Alonso very much trying to get past Lewis Hamilton in today's race. Look how close behind Lewis he is at the moment. Weaving all over the place, trying to find a gap, trying to find a way to overtake the McLaren driver. Not quite finding it yet, but will he be able to do something down in towards turn 1? He's going to be picking up that slipstream, that important toe, all the way down towards the start-finish straight and all the way down towards turn 1. Here we go then. Fernando Alonso on the left-hand side. Lewis Hamilton on the right. Can he complete the overtake? Not quite. We're going to have a look up the inside, though, on Alonso. Side by side at the moment with the Ferrari driver doing the switchback move on him. Here we go, left-hand side. Can we do it on Alonso? Using a lot of curves to go for the overtake. And there we go. Job done on Fernando Alonso. Moving up into P2 and now trying to hunt down Lewis Hamilton. Okay, then this is probably going to be my only chance in today's race to get past Lewis Hamilton down in towards turn 1. If we can follow in that slipstream, use the curves to our advantage. We're not going to have DRS, but we do have a lot of curves to burn down in towards turn 1. That's going to put me right on the tail of Lewis down in towards this corner. Can we have a little look up the inside? We're going to try it. Oh, we just can't do it. Just can't do it yet. But we will keep trying. We are right on his tail. Come on. Surely we can do something. Surely we can do something. He's very quick down the curve to Granda. We are gaining on him down in towards the second chicane. Is he going to go defensive? He might do, but we can't do anything through there. We can't go for the overtake just yet. Okay, here we go then. A second bite of the cherry down in towards turn 1. We're going to do the same strategy. Use the curves to our advantage. Use the slipstream. Pick up that toe as we set the fastest lap of the race so far. And what can we do on Lewis down in towards turn 1, using all of our curves available to us, braking late down in towards turn 1, side by side with Lewis Hamilton in towards turn 2 now. He's overshot it. We've got the acceleration. Come on, come on. Yes, 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 there we go, up into the lead of this Italian Grand Prix. Incredible, absolutely incredible stuff. He's having a battle with Fernando Alonso at the moment. Those two, if they can just battle to the end of the race, I would absolutely love that, as I've overshot this chicane quite a bit. That's a terrible line through there. Don't know what on earth happened. That's going to allow Lewis Hamilton to be right on the back of me, but he's going to get overtaken by Fernando Alonso. But in towards the two Lesmo corners, we are doing a pretty good job at the moment. Oh, Hamilton and Alonso going side by side once more down in towards Ascari. Who's going to come out on top in that little battle between those two drivers? We'll just have to wait and see. I can't exactly look back as we go through Ascari. Going to take that nice and cautiously, and it's Hamilton. Hamilton comes out on top of Fernando Alonso and stays in P2. Here goes Lewis Hamilton down in towards Ascari. He's on my left-hand side. This time he's got a great run down in towards this corner, braking at that little tarmac bit on the left-hand side. He's not going to have a great run through the corner, but he's got the job done. Lewis Hamilton back up into the lead of this race. But once again, I'm going to be picking up the toe this time. Here we go on Lewis Hamilton, picking up the toe all the way down in towards the Parabolica. I'm not going to go for the overtake just yet, though. I know where I'm quickest, and that is down in towards turn 1 and out of turn 1. So here we go on Lewis Hamilton, following in the slipstream. I'm not as close as I was going into the Parabolica, but we're closer than we were when we last made the overtake on Lewis Hamilton, when we actually overtook him for the lead. So here we go, down in towards turn 1, using load of curves available to us, braking just before the little pit line. And there we go, getting the job done in towards turn 1 and turn 2. And moving up into the lead of the race once again as Kamui Kobayashi sets the fastest lap of the race. So well done to him. Looks like there is some pace in this Sauber yet. I'm going to come to a lot of pressure right now from these guys. Fernando Alonso right to my tail. I'm down into standard mix because I have to try and save fuel. So here goes Alonso down in towards turn 1, using half of my curves just to try and defend with down this straight and braking at that little pit line there. And we managed to get the car turned in for turn 1. So far, so good. But Alonso definitely going to be coming at me over the course of the rest of this lap. Right, this section of the track is probably going to be Alonso's best opportunity for the overtake. The AI seem very, very quick here. And look how quick he goes. But he just gets caught on me. He's into the barriers. Oh, my God. Alonso's gone. I was not expecting that. Let's have a look at a replay of what happened there. But Alonso is gone. I was not expecting him. I was just carrying my normal line, and then all of a sudden he's on my left-hand side, and I was too busy. To be fair, I would take full responsibility for that. I did actually, you know, I hit him. It is my fault. You know, if that was in real life, I would get a penalty for that. I was very lucky not to get a penalty, but I just wasn't focused enough. I was too focused looking at him and not where I was going, seeing that the road was sort of filing out on me, and I was turning to the left, so I didn't actually realize that, and then unfortunately I just give Alonso a little bit of a touch, and then it was my rear wheel there that was enough to set his car off balance as he tries to come back onto the racing line. It's too much, and into the barriers he goes, smashes his front wing, and yeah, unfortunately he's out of the race. I'm really, really sorry to any Alonso fans here that are going to be really pissed off with me for that, but at the end of the day, this is racing. I did not actually mean to do that. I really did not mean to do that. I just meant to go side by side with him. I was too busy looking like that at his front wing, and unfortunately here's now the race. But in better news, Pastor Maldonado is now up into P2. So what on earth is going on there? Maldonado up onto the podium at the moment for today's race, with Lewis Hamilton currently in 3rd. That's incredible stuff at the moment. But can, 1, we hold on to this lead, and 2, Maldonado hold on to 2nd? Let's wait and see. 1 lap left to go here at this Italian Grand Prix. We are 1 lap away from getting our first race win of the F1 2012 season. Oh my God, this is going to be a tense one. We have to have a perfect lap. Maldonado is only 1 second away from us. 1 mistake and that is it. It is over. So we need to just keep it nice and calm as we go through these corners. No more mistakes. Luckily, we do have a bit of a 1 second safety buffer to Maldonado, so we don't have somebody putting loads of pressure on us here on this final lap. But like I say, it just needs to be perfect. Okay, now I have pressure from Maldonado right behind me. Okay, right. This is going to be difficult now. Maldonado, where are you going to go? I'm going to go to the right to defend with. He's going to go to the left now. Try and go to get the inside line. It can't quite do that. And for now, I am going to hold on to position. But we still have 1 straight left to go. I'm using all my curves there down towards the Parabolica. Right, it looks like it's just going to be Maldonado and Lewis Hamilton myself. There's a crash on the final lap. Let's have a look at that. There is a crash on the final lap. Oh, okay. What on earth has happened there? It looks like Mark Webber didn't get any contact from anybody there. Runs it wide, loses the back end. Then we're going to switch back to this mode. Loses the back end, goes for a spin, and then blocks everybody else out on track. No, he goes off wide, and there's a bit of a gap to the guys behind us. So he doesn't take everybody out. But yeah, Mark Webber doesn't look like he's going to be scoring points here today. That's very disappointing there for the Red Bull driver. But through the final corner now, Maldonado right behind me. Oh, don't you dare. Do not take away this race win from me. Down towards the line. It's a sprint, but we've done it. We have finally done it. Our first race win of the F1 2012 season. Get in. Get in. That is what we needed after the Belgian Grand Prix, the Hungarian Grand Prix that we have done recently. We needed that race win, and we did it by 1/10 of a second. Oh, that is close. That is seriously close there to Pastor Maldonado. So close. 1/10 of a second. How on earth have we pulled that off? But that's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible stuff here today to get our first race win of the season. It's been a long time coming, and we fully deserve it. Even though, okay, it was quite a controversial race today, but we deserve it. We do deserve a race win this season. We've had some great races. Unfortunately, we've just messed it up, like in Belgium, like in Hungary. So we do deserve that. But Pastor Maldonado gets second place. It's a Sauber who wins the race. A Williams in second. And the two McLarens get third and fourth, with Lewis Hamilton third and Jenson Button fourth. Roman Grosjean in fifth, with Kimi Räikkönen sixth. Then it's Nico Rosberg in seventh. Paul Di Resta, my former teammate, in eighth, with not Pastor Maldonado. I don't know why I said that. Felipe Massa, sorry, in ninth. And Kamui Kobayashi, my teammate, getting a point here today. And also setting the fastest lap of the race. So well done to him. Nico Hülkenberg just missed out on a point. Mark Webber dropped down into 13th place because of that spin. Michael Schumacher 14th. Where is he? Fernando Alonso. I'm so sorry, buddy. I am so sorry that you finished down in 19th. I didn't mean to do it. I really didn't mean to do it. Timo Glock gets disqualified for some strange reason. Sebastian Vettel had an engine failure or some sort of problem on the opening lap of today's race, and Vitaly Petrov is the other DNF. Right, let's have a look and see how this affects us in the Drivers' Championship. We're still in P6. But, this is a very important but. We are only 1 point behind Mark Webber. 1 point behind 5th place, and we're only 10 points behind Sebastian Vettel. Who knows what could have happened if we'd only just have won the Belgian Grand Prix and got that podium in Hungary. Who knows where we'd be? We could be in the top 4 at the moment. We could be even closer to Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton. Fernando Alonso doesn't gain any points, but Lewis Hamilton doesn't really gain too many points to him either. The gap is still 40 and 43 to Jenson Button. Those two guys need to do a lot if they want to win the Drivers' Championship this season. But 121 points this season, way ahead of Roman Grosjean, currently in a Sauber seat. Looks like that's going to be solidified in the next couple of races. But can we challenge with Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel for that 4th place and get that Force India seat for next season? We're just going to have to find out as the rest of the season develops. But looking at the Constructors' Championship, McLaren moved further away from both Red Bull and Ferrari, not having the best races for either of those teams. Lotus, 144 points. We're on 64. Only 14 points ahead of Williams after they scored a good amount of points here today as well, but not quite as much as us. And we are closing in on Mercedes and Force India at this stage of the season. But can we get them by the season's end? We're just going to have to wait and see. But that's it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to smash a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Formula One content. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. But I'll see you next time at the Singapore Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.